From this weekend, thousands of Britons will be raising money for sport relief. The biannual telethon that asks Britons all over the country to part with their cash to help poverty-stricken Africans. Sport relief and comic relief have tattooed images of poverty in Africa into our national psyche to such an extent that few of us can escape the guilt of not donating. 1 billion people reduced to just one prevailing image. Mothers, desperate, crying, worried for their children, and children with swollen bellies, hungry. This is not to say that dire poverty is not persistent, or that images of suffering is not the most effective way to raise money. But sport relief surely has to be different. Life expectancies are up over 10% in 37 African states. Economic growth in the 11 largest sub-Saharan countries was double the world average in the past decade. The Nigerian film industry, Nollywood, has overtaken Hollywood as the world's second largest movie maker. Sport relief should be helping to establish the people of Africa as equals to be respected, not as victims to be pitied. So rather than getting celebrities to act as tour guides, why not get Africans to talk for themselves about the continent and the problems that they know?
Great job, David, you fat idiot. Well done. You've cost Comic Relief £8 million in donations after you have basically said white people have got a racist and stereotypical attitude towards Africa because apparently widespread poverty is the norm in Africa, according to you. You know, oh, don't get me wrong, there are some parts that aren't completely destitute. Bravo, bravo. But it's a fucking continent. It's not just a country, and even if it was a country, let's help the parts of the countries that are poor, shall we? It's unbelievable that for David Lammy's own sense of self, he is happy to take money, and that means food and medical care, out of the mouths of people who actually need it. People who actually fucking need it. Because at the end of the day, right, I don't care. I don't care what you think the sort of stereotypical conception of Africa is, David. I care that there are people in, in another continent suffering. That's what actually matters. The real measurable harm that comes to these people. And this is real measurable good that this money could have done that you have deprived them of, David. While you live fat and fucking happy off the UK taxpayer in a foreign country, growing wealthy and happy and relaxed and getting a big middle-aged spread on. Fucking hell, you operate from such a position of privilege to lecture down about the stereotype that people in Africa are poor, even though it's fucking true. Fucking hell, David, it's the worst. I mean, look at this, right? I don't normally support Jimmy Wales much, but good for him for going after you, for cutting into their donations raised. Good for him. You know? Wales, who relinquished the chance of becoming a billionaire by making Wikipedia a free service, wrote, "I noticed David Lammy wisely keeping quiet while the UK celebrates Comic Relief Red Nose Day raising millions. Others have said that they have not donated because they did not want to be accused of being a white saviour." Good job, David. Fuck those white saviours. You can't possibly have thought that this was going to end well. You didn't think this was going to end in increased donations, did you? It might end with the black activists around you going, "Oh, bravo, Dave, bravo, yes. No longer shall we be a stereotype." But at the end of the day, man, I don't care. I really don't care. You're actually hurting people. I mean, if it's not enough that donations have been falling since 2011 anyway, you're literally actively advocating against it. And the thing is, you know what, right? Okay, maybe you've got a point, David. Maybe Africa has come to the point where we don't need to send them any more aid. Is that what we're saying? Is that what we think? Because if Africa's doing just great, we're not doing so hot here. There are lots of people here who could use the charity beginning at home, don't you think? I mean, what was the rise in food banks all about? Are we not concerned about this? If we are concerned about this, I am morally obligated to recommend that we keep our charity within our own country then, David. If that's the way you want to play this, what other option do I have? How can I even possibly morally advocate for something else? Because I might be stereotyping that other people over there, but at least I know about the people in my own country, and we know about food banks on the rise. Well, I better go and donate then, hadn't I? I better go and give something back, because good God, I mean, this is the world that you're creating, David, just so you know. But I mean, as long as you're happy with ending foreign aid to Africa and other countries around the world, okay, I can get behind it, but what I don't like, and this is the thing that really annoys me, right? It's one thing to say, right, the state is going to give taxpayer money away to other countries. That's one thing, right? But trying to discourage people from their own personal charitable donations is disgraceful. There is just, even if you think things are going great in that place, which I don't think they're going as great as you think, but hey, I've not been to Africa, maybe everything's hunky-dory out there, right? But even if you think that that's not a worthwhile charitable donation, that's up to you to just not do it, not to encourage and belittle and shame people who do. Because these people who are donating this money, I'm sure, are doing something good. I mean, look, right, I looked at the Comic Relief donation website, right? These are the sort of things that they're doing, right? Vital education about maternal health in Sierra Leone. Right, that's really important, because one of the ways that you reduce the birth rates of anywhere is by making sure the children survive. And so maternal health, massively important, right? So if you want to get Africa's exploding population under control, teaching them how to look after their kids properly, that's definitely one way. The second way would also be contraception. And that's something that is happening, which is why the Catholic Church are such a fucking enemy of the modern age in this regard. Because they're thinking, well, that's converts for us. But anyway, £50, over 160 tests to quickly diagnose people with malaria. Probably useful in Africa, isn't it, David? Probably something they could have used. £150, 6 specialist trauma counselling sessions for refugees in the UK. Fucking hell. I'd rather give them more malaria tests. But yeah, okay, maybe they're traumatized. Maybe they need that. Who knows, right? But the point is, there is demonstrable good that will come from giving money to this charity, which is why Comic Relief is a British institution. Which is why it's probably the most popular charity in the country. It's a national event. They have a big thing on TV. For anyone who doesn't know, they have a big Dave from Performers Artist Comics and all this sort of stuff. Like doing their part, presumably without pay, although who knows, to help raise money for people in another continent. That you can't say that this isn't just an unmitigated moral good. This is, without a doubt, a fantastic thing for the British public to come together over. And it actually does have demonstrable, measurable effects for the health of other people in other countries. But David Lammy didn't like it, and so he got his way. Don't donate to Comic Relief, guys, because David Lammy thinks it's racist.